All right, let's set up the team for this season. We do want Johnny. Ooh, yeah, we want Johnny DaCosta to be a starter, and we want Chris Montanas to be a starter. That is our rotation. Dare I say it's better than the Pirates' real rotation right now. Actually, I will say it's better than the Pirates' real-life rotation right now. So we got that going for us. In terms of the bullpen, we do have a lot of options. I want anybody with C potential, which I do think is Fielder and Strickland, to be, at the back end of the bullpen, because they won't develop as much from getting all the extra innings pitched. All right, somebody has to be the long reliever. And I don't know who. We'll go with O'Neill. He does have the best stamina. So we won't be able to spread the wealth as much across the bullpen, but our pitching staff 100% made up of drafted players. And really quickly, we got to set up Yield AAA as well. This guy has 0 stamina. He is a 31 overall, so I guess it makes sense. All right, there is the doggo. Hawkins is obviously not ours. And we'll move Hazler there. The doggo is the long reliever. Get our other guys that we actually do care about. Those extra innings. Dude lasts 3 seconds. Oh, man. Give him time to get a little practice in there, you know? All right. Christensen and Dixon will be the top 2 on the pitching staff. It's just Edwin Diaz with the fucking trumpet, and he steps right out of the bullpen and just collapses. Doesn't even make it to the infield. Oh, fuck. And this guy has 3 stamina. All right, so the pitchers that we care about, we do care about Lima. We do care about Kingman. You know what? Maybe we won't have Dixon and Christensen as starters. Let's see. There we go. That way they can be the long relievers. Oh, wait. Mark Elliott's not even ours. It's a different Elliott. It's James Elliott. Well, to Kingman and Lima, I tried. You should still get a decent amount of innings. I have a dude with 3 stamina set up as a starter for this year, so that's great. The major leagues are good to go. Lineup-wise, every single player in this lineup, with the exception of second baseman Sean Nunez, is an actual player of ours. Dominic Wilkes in the 3 spot. Got Guerrero at DH still. But the team has really started to take shape. We're just missing that second baseman. And we know that they're on the way. I'll fix up double and triple lineups in a minute. But yeah, we are listed at dead last in everything except for pitching, which is listed at 28th. So, hey, improvement, technically. Kind of. Why is Nunez batting second? That's just where the game put him. I'll probably end up changing it, but why not leave it? Oh, by the way, let's put up a prediction. Let's go for, based off how many games we won last year, I'm going to go for 50. Let's go for 50. 50.5 is the over-under. 50.5 is the over-under. So lineup-wise, Nunez, let's swap him with Rene Gutierrez. There we go. AAA-wise, I don't believe we have a single dude on the bench that we care about. Yeah, because Silva's not ours. Sweet. So this lineup is almost entirely made up of prospects. The bottom 3 are the exceptions, but Again, like Lewis Courtney, very, very close to graduating to the major league level. And leadoff man Scott Obama, the great 44. Take that 50 overall. We did. And then for AA, we do have to get Fritas in there full time. He is the only one to worry about. Shit, every other player, though, is ours except for catcher. And again, I don't think anybody has catcher as a backup position. Oh, boy. I mean, Corey Wills as a second baseman is just not going to make it. Fucking Gaucho playing left field, send him to single. He's good enough to play in AA, though. He's almost good enough to play in triple. DJ Liss. I think it's got to be Wills or Gaucho, given that they're both C potentials. Fritas can play second, so it's going to be Corey Wills that takes the hit here. Fritas will play second base for us this year. And DH. So, yeah, Wills, unfortunately, is the odd man out. But, I mean, he's a career minor leaguer, so it's fine. Let's do this. Who's our AA second baseman right now? That would be the one and the only Scott Obama. 44. Anyway, let's see. Draft pick-wise, it should still be a high pick. What do we got? Ooh, only 12 million? I think we're picking 4th or 5th. 7th! Ouch! Okay, 7th. We haven't picked 7th, as low as 7th, in a long time. The one benefit, it does give us back-to-back picks, 36 and 37, a little bit later on. But we are picking 7th. God help us if this is the year of a generational talent. Let's go off of MLB rank and start looking at the top-rated dudes. Solomon, I guess it'd be Karure? Salomon is the top dude in this draft, and as far as position players go. And again, granted that we're picking 7th, you know, we are going to want to start looking, you know, for certain position players, right? But at catcher, we have our guy. Well, first base, we're fine. Second base, yeah, we could use the second baseman, and we probably will actually focus on second baseman in a little bit. Third base, we're good. And honestly, you could even talk about moving Gutierrez over to second, now that we got McCauley over there. And then shortstop, obviously Flores is here. We have Fritas. He could be moved to second. Gutierrez could be moved to second. We're still at the point. We're still at the point of just best available. Get the best possible player. We're not necessarily... Oh my God, we're terrible. We finally win our first game of the year. We're not necessarily looking for... oh my God. For need. Holy shit. Well, speaking of generational talents, if Harper Rivera's available at 7th, I'm taking him. Because holy God. That's insane. I don't care. Dude, who cares if he's 23? Look at his starting overall. Who cares if he's 23? He's ready to go right out of the gates. He is ready to go right out of the gates. All right, let's look at Luis Batista. We'll look at another center fielder, Donnie Kennedy. And Mario Huerta will be our focuses for the week. Again, 20... age don't matter. It's true, though. 23-year-olds aren't like an auto-avoid in this game anymore. All right, scouts don't like Batista. They don't like Kennedy. They do kind of like Huerta, but obviously he's not a 7th overall type of player. All right. Is this 2030? Yes? Or it's 2029? I forget which year. They run together. We got Alonzo Pickett. Next position player is left fielder Carlo Mota. And we'll also look at Sebastian Arnez. So 2 starters and a left fielder this time. 2030. Yeah, 2030 draft coming up. All right, Arizona. We got 2 wins over you so far. Scouts don't really like any of these guys. I mean, Mota we could certainly look more at, but not great. Not great. That closer is 100% going to be drafted before we get to pick him. Enrique Costa, the Costa. Let's also go for catcher Bo Villa. Old Bo Villa. And we'll look at Kevin Burrows. Kevin Burrows. 76 days away. AA has had an injury. AAA suffers an injury. Not ideal. All right, scouts like Costa so far. They're not Bobby Bovilla. Bobby. Yeah. Shout out to Bob Villa. I ever thought, is that guy still alive? My dad used to watch Bob Villa on TV all the fucking time. For those who do not know, he was like a host of a home improvement show for like 40 years. He's still alive. Good for him. Good for you, Bob. Good for you. All right. Who haven't we looked at yet? Dan the Man Armstrong. Let's go with catcher Curtis Schuster. He murdered somebody in the 1870s, and that's the mugshot. Yeah, he's the real life Tim Allen. There you go. Cocaine conviction and all. Closer, reliever, catcher. There we go. All right. Now we're still winning some games here and there. 13 and 21's not bad. I have no idea what the hell we're going to do for this draft, though. I'll tell you that right now. Oh, boy. Let's look at Alan McCabe. Let's see. Next up for position players. Second baseman, Guy Stevenson. Unless he's from Quebec, I'll call him Guy. Guy Stevenson. And then Elliot Conley. 2 relievers and a second baseman. Just draft good. You know, Wheels, I've thought about that, but I just can't. That's a lie. We actually have a sick team. Wheels, how the hell are you, by the way? I hope you've been well, buddy. I hope you've been good. Ooh, okay. Alan McCabe looks all right. The other 2 through 45, 50%. Not amazing. All right. What else can we look at here? Let's get some info on Sam Velasquez. So I tell my GM, like, just know. Why don't you just know? You know? Let's look at shortstop Mitch Duff. Well, the last time I drafted a Duff, it didn't go very well. So I can't guarantee that's who I'm going to target. Why can you only scout for like 2 months? Because fuck you, that's why. Did you ever consider that? Oh no, we got injuries. Okay, chat, here we go. How much do you want to bet it's a certain left fielder who couldn't stay healthy last year? Let's find out. It's not. It's shortstop Fernando Flores who... Okay. So Fernando Flores breaks his arm. He'll be out for a month or 2. Scott Obama tears his MCL. He is out for the season. And I hate to tell you guys, that age, that overall, that could be a career ender. That could be a career-ending injury for Scott Obama. That's tough. That's tough. That could be a career ender. Really quickly, just to check the lineup, we should be able to get Wills into that AA lineup now. Actually, we still can't. Yeah. Oh man, that's a rough injury. That's a rough injury. All right, scouting wise, all three of these dudes fell off. Oh man. Let's look at Irving Donnelly. Who's that next best position player? Right fielder Irvin Russell. And we'll go with starter Alfonso Murillo. 2 starters and a right fielder. This draft is not looking very promising right now. Just over a month out from it, 41 days. We hit 20 wins on the season. Our pitching dropped, or did it? Our speed went up to 29th. Oof, God, yeah, some of these guys, 69%. That scout, it's nice, but him falling off that hard is not. Let's go. Let's look at Lewis Davis. We will look at catcher Sammy Ayala. And we will look at James Park. Man, this is not looking good, chat. Melvin Marte traded. Oakland actually adding. Imagine that. Okay, James Park. His projection went from 23rd. Our scouts like him in top 10. We'll definitely look at him a little bit more. Let's actually start looking at team rank and making sure that these dudes at the high end are actually who we should be going for. Let's actually change out Alan McCabe. Let's go for position player. Oh, man, we don't have any position players who are highly rated in this draft. Let's take it Solomon Karure. So 2 relievers and a center fielder. Day on the 16 months. Day, thank you very much again for the resub. I appreciate you. And please, God, bring me some luck. This draft is looking awful. Oh, man. Yep. Okay, we started scouting players out more, and they... Oh, God. This is not looking good. This is a trap year, is what this is. We are going to end up probably this is the year where the second round's actually the first round. The first round's actually the fourth round. Let's look at second baseman Luis Fernandez and Kevin Burrows. You know what's desperate when I'm about to rely on a Burrows to save my draft? 27 days out. All right, Fernandez not looking hot. Burrows and Donnelly. It looks like it's going to be another year of a starting pitcher to kick off the draft. But that closer, a couple of the starting pitchers, but that closer especially is looking like the man. Our scouts really like James Salazar, by the way, who was not projected to be drafted. So we'll see what the deal with that is. Let's take a look at second baseman Carlos Francisco. We'll also get 85% scouted should be enough, you would think. Let's look more at reliever Alan McCabe. Let's look more at Alan McCabe. Couple wins that week. Okay, our scouts really like James Salazar. They really do not like Carlos Francisco or Alan McCabe, who is injured. Let's look more at James Park. We only have 2 weeks of scouting left. So yeah, these dudes are on 85%. That'll just have to do. We'll look at Abraham. Actually, we won't look at Abraham Estrada. Who's the next rated option? Sammy Ayala as a catcher. And now we'll look at Estrada. All right. 1 week left after this before getting to the draft. The Blue Jays offer us a deal. No, thank you. We won a couple of games that week. We're up to 27 wins. Okay. Final week. Anybody who's at 85%, we got to leave them. Say hello to Jack Petty. The next highest rated position player is catcher Bo Villa. So he's the last position player we'll look at. And the last player in general, Eloy Bourbon. I have incredibly low expectations for this draft. Let's do it. The 2030 draft, we have the 7th overall pick. If Harper Rivera is there at 7, he looks to be as big of a slam dunk as we have ever seen. Wheels, I'm probably going to try to record something on Sunday, whether solo or not. So we should be able to do like Sunday and Friday or Sunday and Saturday is the hope. This guy's insane. He's definitely number 1 on our list. Then there's Doug Butcher. Ooh, Dougie. Looking good. I mean, the worst thing about you will probably be pitch control and strikeouts, but all right. Doug Butcher, if he's available at 7, definite pick. There's Kevin Burrows. He's okay, but it doesn't look like he's going to have elite velocity, elite break, elite control. That's an avoid for me. He's not elite at anything. Like stamina and hits per 9. That's no. Catcher Sammy Ayala. That's going to be a no for me too. I think you can tell as to why. He looks terrible. My guess is that, yeah, he looks like a bust. I don't know why he's ranked 4th. But from what they're showing me there, hell no. Irving Donnelly. Gotta be honest, not interested either. If you're not going to have elite velocity, you got to have at least good break and good control. He doesn't have good break. Alonzo Pickett. I mean, I'd hate to have to go for this guy because he's probably a B potential, but does look like he'll have the velocity and will develop the break. The per 9s will need some work. Jack Petty, only 55% scouted. He would be probably too big of a risk. I don't think we could do that. Their starting pitcher, James Park. Park looks solid. And you got to kind of hope for a B potential. There's closer James Salazar. Got to be honest. Despite you being at least a B potential, allegedly, not digging those attributes. Not digging it at all. I mean, you could argue that the per 9s are solid, so he doesn't need the elite velocity or the elite break. But 7th overall, do we really want to take a closer who's just going to be like well-rounded? Like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's an argument. Jack of all trades, master of none. Arnez, I know is likely a B potential, but damn, he looks good. He won't be elite, but he will be very good. And we don't know anything about Michael Foss. Then there is Batista. Let's go back to team rank really quickly. So we said no to Burrows. We said no to Ayala. Park, Salazar, Arnez, Foss. Again, back to Batista. Ooh. All right, Luis Batista. Looks very, very good. Salazar will be available. You can't guarantee it. We've seen the AI take an unranked, projected to not be drafted player early on in a draft before. Like, their scouts figured it out as well. Huerta looks pretty good, too. Lewis Davis. I don't think we'd risk it on him. We just don't know enough about him at only 55%. Okay, well, we have our initial list, and there's no doubt the name we want to see available, the name is really, it's either Harper Rivera or Doug Butcher, but this is a pitching-heavy draft, to say the least. Last year was as well, for that matter. So San Fran, Oakland, Colorado. starts us off here in the 2030 draft. Who will the Giants take after winning the lottery? And they take Butcher. Damn. Doug Butcher goes first overall. It would have been great to have a top pick to be able to take him. I think I would have. Doug Butcher is a Giant. Second overall, the Oakland Athletics selects starting pitcher Sebastian Arnaz. Not as upset about that one. Baseball fan, what's going on? Not as upset about that one. We got a few picks to go, and to round out the top three, who else would it be? The Colorado Rockies. What are they going to go with? They go for Jack Petty, who again didn't look that bad, but we didn't have him fully scouted. Fourth overall. We still got quite a few guys on the board. Fourth overall, Arizona selects starting pitcher Alonzo Pickett. Please let that closer be there. At number 5, the Chicago Cubs select starting pitcher Carmine Becerra. Okay. And Detroit at 6. Yes. They take Irvin Donnelly. We have no choice. We have no choice, man. Look at this guy. He is insane. Hapa Rivera. I mean, again, James Park out behind him as a starter does look very good. Low potential, though, to be an A. It's a B potential level starter. Salazar's not as good as the other closer. Batista's probably a B-level starter. You're looking at almost a guaranteed A-rated closer who, honestly, is going to have decent stamina as well, if our scouts are right. Hapa Rivera is our pick. 7th overall. If our scouts are right, we just got the best player in the draft, hands down. Hands down. Question is, will any of these 4 be available with that 36th pick? And then again, we have the 37th as well. As the Boston Red Sox take that center fielder, Solomon Karure. And yeah, our scouts didn't like him at all. So we'll see if Boston was right. Kansas City takes Kevin Burrows, who again we didn't like as much. And to round out the top 10, Cleveland takes Geraldo Cordova, another starting pitcher. Ice Dogs on the 50 months. There was one position player in the top 10, by the way. Ice Dogs, thank you. We just lost Luis Batista. Ice Dogs, thank you for the 50 months on the primer. My goodness. My goodness. Still crazy to me that people are just like, yeah, 50 plus months. Thank you guys again for letting me do this. This is always fun, man. At 12, Carlo Mota goes to the Washington Nationals. And Philadelphia takes catcher Curtis Crazy Eyes Schuster, who was projected 21st. Marlins at 14 take Woody Teague. More surprised you're still doing this. Why would I not, though? Ah, and there goes James Park. Why would I not? Why would I not? Sitting here yelling at video games, man, it's led me to Finland twice. Why would I do anything else if given the choice, you know? So yeah, James Park is off the board. He goes to Tampa at 15. We got Salazar and Huerta still on the board. Not that we need another reliever, but I mean, hey. At 16, Texas takes starting pitcher Orlando Matos. He was projected 63rd. Guy Stevenson, second baseman, goes 17th to the Yankees. We'll see if our scouts were wrong. Second baseman Otis Welch goes to Houston. He was projected 56th. And at 19, the Angels take Sammy Ayala, the catcher who, again, I don't know what they are seeing in him because, according to our scouts, he's not going to be very good. Andres Huerta, 132. Goes 20th to St. Louis. Otis Welch, sorry. Bob Villa. Goes number 21. Goes as number 21. He's projected 19th. Donnie Kennedy to Toronto. At least they kept him out of Texas. Donnie Kennedy to Toronto, the center fielder. And at 23, starting pitcher Aldo Arturo goes to Atlanta. You also got Jamal Ludwig, first baseman, 98th. Bad joke. It's been 60 fucking years. You can't too soon me for a JFK joke, okay? It's been 60 years. And I wasn't even the first one to do it. Someone else in chat beat me to it. Anyway, Jamal Ludwig, what a goddamn reach. Mitch Duff, drafting a Duff in the first round. LOL, have fun with that. He's projected 31st. You got Alfonso Murillo on his way to Chicago. Lewis Davis goes 27th to Cincy. You have Luis Fernandez, the second baseman, to Baltimore. We'll check the bottom two here in a minute. As 29th was the Mets taking starting pitcher Michael Foss. And then Geraldo Valdez, who was projected 25th, goes last to the World Champions. That leaves Salazar and Huerta. Or does it? I guess Mario Huerta is off the board. The list is glitched. Estrada's off the board. Let's just sim. So Salazar is still there. I'm kind of afraid to try and take Mario Huerta because he was selected here. So, Can I just take him off the list? I mean, he did look fucking awesome. Is there two? No, it's the same guy. 14-13 projection on the right. 14-13. It's the same guy. If I try to take him, I wonder what happens. Is there anybody else? Gary Amasa, Georgia. Get out of here. Get out of here. You don't know enough about... that's Troy Marino. Son of Dan. There's Ken Hahn in left. Frank Brandt as a starter. If we wanted to go best guess, Enrique Costa isn't terrible. Let's look at all. Who is available with promising potentials now that we know we're just going to be reaching? Rich Moda in left. Theodore Hughes is almost a guaranteed B, apparently. Kenny Walsh is a shortstop. Jim Jensen. Not going to go after that guy. Got to try it for science. I think we will. We do have back-to-back picks as well. But yeah, it's a little bit weird. Right now, we got all the time in the world to sit here and just try to find the best players available. Pretty much line up the rest of our draft. We do need a second baseman, but Carlos is not him. Anybody else here? There was a quality drop-off. Rivas might be worth it. You might be able to steal him away. It also might not give me the player at all. That's what I'm kind of afraid of. It's not like I can back out and save first either. All right. We got a minute and a half. Not seeing anybody else at the end of the road. Never mind. Okay. So there is Salazar, which again, he's just going to be super well-rounded. There was Huerta, who looks like he's going to be awesome. I don't think it's worth the risk to take him, because what happens if I draft him and he just disappears, or it bricks the franchise, right? It's not worth the risk at all. So we could go for Salazar, who again doesn't look elite but looks well-rounded. Guaranteed B potential. I don't really need another closer though. There's this outfielder Ken Hahn. Another starter in Frank Brandt. I have to make this decision pretty fast. Rich Moda projected later on. Okay, I think we'd be right to take a starter in the form of Frank Brandt. I know he's 23, but let's get another starting pitcher on the books. We will take Mr. Frank Brandt. And again, the first round pick, one Harper Rivera. And now with that 37th pick, remove. Yeah. Oh shit. I thought it was gonna. I can't even hit remove Huerta. It's definitely bugged. So Walsh is projected 64th. So let's look here. If we take a position player, there is Ken Hahn, who looks like he could be a very, very good fielder. Not the best at the plate, but not abysmal. There's Rich Mota, who has a better potential range off of very minimal info. And then there's Kenny Walsh at shortstop. All three of them are a risk. And honestly, Ken Hahn was the highest projected of the bunch. It's tough. 8% scouted, 10% scouted, 8% scouted. At shortstop, we have Gutierrez there now and Fritas. We could use another outfielder. It's going to be Hahn or Mota. $48.67. Let's go for Ken Hahn. Let's go for Ken Hahn. I think maybe Hahn or Mota. I mean, again, Mota with that potential, but he's also a year older and the attributes aren't really as strong. I'm going to go for Ken Hahn. Let's do it. Let's get another position player in there on top of the starter that we already picked up in Brandt. So that was an example, a rare example of us just drafting for need instead of who we think might be best available. At the same time, it's all best guess. So it's pick number 75. It's got to be one of these two. It's either shortstop Kenny Walsh or Theodore Hughes as a starter. Again, Walsh looks to have the fielding, from what we know of. Both are good options. I think we need another starter to shore things up. I do think we need another starter more than we need an insurance shortstop. Not that I don't think Kenny Walsh will be, won't be good. I got to be honest. I think he will be. We're double checking the draft board isn't bugged. It's everything's normal except that guy gets stuck. Oh, you mean in terms of have they already been selected? Everyone else is disappearing from the list except for him. Yeah, none of them were taken. Fair enough, Frank. That's a good shout, though. Let's go for Hughes. Let's get another starter in there. Obviously, we didn't take starters for a couple of years. Theodore Hughes is our pick. Open for a B potential there. In round number 3, we go to round 4. 131, 147. All right. It's all position players from here. So next up is either Charles Rivera, who honestly doesn't look that bad off of what we know about him, or Leo Fuentes, who attributes indicate he's going to be shit. Let's go for Rivera, or Rivas, excuse me. Let's go for the right fielder, Charles Rivas. And again, hoping for the best. It's all we can do in these later rounds. So we have 2 picks left. Fuentes, again, from an attribute perspective, looks abysmal. Jimenez, same thing, looks abysmal. Fuentes has a better listed potential. Francisco, looks awful. Has a better listed potential, 37 to 56. Right now, it's Fernandez who's our top option. And then Burnett's a 75 to a 99. That's the order. We're going to go for center fielder. This turned into a pretty outfield-heavy draft. By the end of it, we're going to take Francisco Fernandez. Hope he's half decent. And then round number 6, first baseman, Maurice Burnett. Now, again, the argument is there of like, well, hey, you could have better luck in these later rounds if you were to do generalized scouting. At the same time, it would also be a little bit riskier in us not delivering on the first round pick. And I'd much rather have to guess in the later rounds than risk not knowing that Harper Rivera is a god, you know? Or at least on paper is a god. We're going to find out very, very soon now, aren't we? Very soon indeed.